Thought we were really strong. We've delivered under pressure again. Showed a real strong mentality about us. Everyone's in sync and in line with what we needed today, and we challenged them from an individual point of view, and they've all delivered.
Well, the 2 goals obviously were settled, but there was a lot of pressure on the team in the second half in particular as well. You've been pleased with the way that they remain steady and structured?
Yeah, I think when you play against a good team with good players, you're always going to have to soak a bit up and withstand a bit of pressure. There was a period in the first half for 10 minutes where we had to soak it up and we had to ride our luck, and there was periods in the second half as well, but that's what happens when you're playing against good teams. But in big games, it's about the penalty boxes, and we've won that today. I was surprised with the first goal, the athleticism from Stephen. I thought it was a superb finish. And then again, we've been working with Ryan an awful long time for him to attack the goal frame more, and he'll get more numbers in his game. So credit to the coaches, credit to Ryan for going and carrying that out. And to win with a clean sheet again here at home goes to show how strong we are. And on we go.
I know you don't like to get too carried away, but to be on course now for that domestic double must be feeling great.
We'll approach it like we did in the league, Alison. There's still a lot of work to do, and we'll try and respect every opponent that we face. We've got a league game on Wednesday night that I'll make a couple of changes for, and we'll go and try and continue to stay unbeaten from a league point of view, and we'll have the lads ready for what's now a huge game and the priority at the weekend. We won't focus anywhere further than that, because that would be foolish and disrespectful to the people that are left in the competition. St Johnstone will pose 2 tests for us this week, and we'll have to be ready for both tests.
Is it nice to have the option to be able to make a couple of changes in midweek with a view to the next?
I think that's the idea with having a big squad. Before transfer windows, I'm banging Ross's door down, and I'm telling board members on board meetings that it's the reason why we need a big squad that are all quality. Because during the season you have to rely on everyone. This has certainly been a squad effort so far, and we want to stay ambitious and try and go all the way. But to do that, we have to use the squad. It's not just about 11 or 14 players.
Stephen, the team continues to deliver in these big matches. How proud are you of the mentality that the team have demonstrated this season?
The mentality's been top. We've been questioned in previous years about consistency and mentality, and rightly so, because at times we've come up short. But this season so far, there's only St Mirren where you can maybe be critical, but that was on me. I took that away from the players because I was the one who made the changes. So I'm responsible for that. But from a European point of view, again, incredible mentality and performance level to get where we got to. From a league point of view, we won it in March, which is unheard of. And now it's about keeping our standard levels and performance levels for as long as we can, all the way, hopefully, till what will be the 22nd of May. But when I look around the group, the dressing room or the bus, I've got plenty of hearts beating behind me, plenty of them in abundance, and no one can ever doubt me players in that capacity. When you're talking about endeavour and heart and desire, we've got loads of that.
Just on that, Stephen, you've been in several dressing rooms and stuff, played with all big players, but how far does heart go to get guys to loyal to each other?
Listen, you need good footballers, you need talent, for sure, especially at a club like this where the responsibility and the pressure is to deliver and win and be consistent. But there's no point just having talent. You've got to have good people, you've got to have people that are prepared to put the body on the line, and that all comes from your heart. Passion and desire, that's what these fans demand and what they deserve, and it's my job to bring people in that are prepared to give that.
I don't want to single out anyone particularly, but Nathan Patterson, he's certainly going to have Steve Clark turning his eye for the Euros, is he not? If there's a better right back in the country on current form, I'd like to see him. If there's a better right back on current form that's Scottish in the league, I'd like to see him. Just on that, you get James Tavernier there as well. You don't want to. You're going to bring a captain back in. You don't want to.
I haven't got a choice in that department. I haven't got a choice. So the timing, it just happens naturally because obviously James is available. We would have used him today if we needed. I seen Nathan get a little kick in the last 15-20 minutes. We were wondering whether he might have got a little bit of cramp, but he emptied the tank for us today and his performance was outstanding. He's become a man in a short space of time. He's maturing. We're still going to work on his body to get him bigger and stronger, and he'll have a real strong pre-season with us. He'll be back to finish the season, hopefully. And then we'll get a pre-season under him. We'll keep working to develop him from a football point of view, but also from a physical point of view, because there's still loads more to come, which is a really exciting place to be in.
Stephen, you're building quite an unbeaten run in the firm games. I mean, do you notice a totally different mentality amongst the players going into it, kind of calmness or whatever you call it?
I think the word you used there, I think summed our performance up today. I think we were calm. We withstood some pressure at times, but we never really got panicked or out of shape. I thought it was a really calm performance. We've come a long way from the first derby we played. The dressing room's come a long way. And it's not really important in terms of runs in the Old Firm. It's about winning games and winning as many as you can. That's where the success comes from. But there's certainly been a mentality shift in terms of us leading into the games. We're going in with belief and confidence. We know what we've got to do. And the message today before the game was, can we get back to being at our best or close to our best? And I think for large part of the games we did. There was a few times we got to the edge of the box and we never really found an outcome. And there was times where Celtic's good players opened us up and we had to soak a bit up. But in the main, the players have delivered close to what is our best today, and it's got us an important win.
Stephen, first of all, did you think it was a penalty for Celtic, and then
No.
Almaguer, of course, making another save? 5 or 6 saves from today.
Yeah, listen, how many times have we spoke about the guy? Someone we trust immensely. We've just rewarded him with a new year. He deserves that no end. Big keeper, provides big moments, steps up at important times, and again he was huge for us today. I don't think it was a penalty. I think it was a really soft, normally in this game, the Old Firm where it's frantic and referees let a lot go, that wasn't a penalty for me. And I must say, I don't think Joe Aribo's was a pen the other end. I think he got that one right, but I think he got our one wrong, but thankfully nothing came from it.
Steve, Conor Goldson and Philip Lander, what for looks again for you today?
Solid. Edouard's a top player. He's had a lot of success, a lot of joy up here. You have to be at your best to handle him, and that was the challenge and the responsibility we gave them to. And I thought they stood up. They used their arms well. They kept him facing his own goal. He had 1 or 2 moments, but he's always going to because he's a top player. But if you're to beat Celtic, you have to control Edouard. And thankfully, we've over the course of the 90 minutes, we've done enough.
Chris?
Stephen, there looked some words between you and John Kennedy in the last couple of minutes. Was there anything in that?
Listen, there's a lot of trash talk on the pitch. At times there's trash talk on the sides. Sometimes that's Celtic's fault, sometimes that's our fault. Emotions are running high, there's a lot at stake. It is what it is, but it's not the first time that has happened, is it?
Was there anything particular that sparked that one though?
No, I'm not going to give you any headlines, unfortunately.
Stephen, former Rangers manager Ali McCoy says a victory today would put down a marker for next season in terms of the Old Firm. To what extent do you agree?
I don't agree. I think today was about putting a marker down, and this has been Celtic's focus for a long time. We've had some European games coming up and other games to make sure we win. We're still trying to get an unbeaten season going, but this was something that was to save their season from a success point of view. So a lot of focus, a lot of talk about this game, how important it was, and we've delivered. We've again showed that we deserve to win the game, so that's really important. But next season will be different. There'll be a lot of change across the road. There'll be changes here, and it'll be a fresh season. So I don't necessarily agree with that, but I agree with the part where it was about putting a marker down, and we've done that.